Oh, hi, Katie here. So, this isn't going to be an easy video to make, but basically, I'm being bullied online, and what happened was a couple of months ago, somebody on Twitter, and I don't have a Twitter account at all, but somebody on Twitter decided to start harassing local trans organisations, and they particularly sort of groups that offered kind of roles and spaces for people between the ages of 18 to 25, 18 to 30 as well. And this person apparently was demanding access to these spaces and saying that they had some kind of illness that made them want to be in these spaces, and it was discrimination not to allow them in, saying it was ageist, etc., to have sort of youth groups for young adults. So, to cut a long story short, about a month ago, one of my friends approached me saying that people had been coming to her and saying that they thought it was me, leaving these abusive messages, and I don't know what it was altogether, but I have seen this person's account, and they actually, there's a few similarities between that person and me. Namely, like, they're in the same area, or they claim to be in the same area, so they belong to they're trans, or they say that they're trans, and they say that they're Jewish in their profile, and they say also that they're in South Wales. So people apparently approached my friend from a group that I don't belong to. So this is quite a long story about how this happened, but I don't belong to that group anymore, but my friend still belongs to it, the trans group. So they approached my friend, and a few people apparently were saying it was me, and I don't have a clue who this person is, or whether they're trying to copy me or anything, or they've seen some of my Facebook posts or my YouTube videos in which I kind of discuss my my belief that trans groups shouldn't be exclusive for adults. But anyway, this person apparently has been harassing organisations like Mermaids and Gender Intelligence as well, that provide these services to adults, to children and young adults, and so they have been looking at this person's tweets and kind of, I presume, emails that they've been sent up to these organisations have been sent by this person, and they're saying it's me. Now, the reason they're saying it's me is that about a year ago, and I had a YouTube video on this on my channel, I left my local trans group because somebody within the trans group suggested forming a split-off group for trans people aged 18 to 30, and I was upset by that because I thought it was divisive, and what happened, it was a silly argument really, because the person actually, it was quite new to the group, and they said, oh, okay, well, anybody who wants to come come to the group. But I got really upset about this, and I ended up leaving the local trans group, because people were saying to me, a few people were saying, oh well, people should be able to, if they want to go away and socialise with people of their own age, they should be allowed to exclude people, because they said, this person argued, oh, it's only like people forming a BAME group, or a Jewish group, or disabled trans group, or whatever. So, but I kind of argued that, like, the young people going off, or the people who are kind of chronologically younger, because I know not everybody kind of I feels that they are the age that they that it says on their birth certificate, if that makes sense. They said that, they said that, oh, you can do this, but I argued it was wrong, because somebody, if somebody wants, feels more comfortable going out with the 20 somethings, and now kind of bear in mind the fact that this is all adults, we're talking about adults, and we're not talking about somebody who wants to go off and spend time with children and socialize with children. We're talking about adults here, like 18 to 30. And I said, well, that's unfair, because some people might not have much in common with, like, people of their own age. They might want to kind of go and socialize with people of a different age group, or alternatively, like a younger person, because I know a few young people who would rather socialize with older people, and even date older people, and, like, we're talking about adults. And I feel like, that we shouldn't start dividing along those kind of lines. And also, as well, in the trans community, we all transition and come out at different times. So depending on how old you are, it's not like it is with the cisgender community, or cisgender people. It's like, depends on how old you are. It's not like, it depends on kind of um, how confident you are, or how long you've been out, or whether you've come out late or early. I mean, you tend to go through a lot of the same things. I mean, like, somebody on, for instance, going through second puberty, like I am at the moment. Everybody goes through, like, all trans people are unique, but everybody goes through that second puberty. Because I haven't really emotionally or kind of physically matured yet, because I've only been on hormones a year, and then I was on a really low dose before. So yeah. So anyway, they were saying that this person was me, in short, because I left that group. And then what happened a couple of weeks later was, somebody made a comment about the trans group I was in, because there are like 2 or 3 trans groups in South Wales area, and somebody from one of the other groups that I also belong to made a comment about people, in the group that I kind of attend, or I used to attend before COVID lockdown, along the lines of, all these people are like old, old fogies, and they're like, they're pathetic and everything. So I just kind of, like, felt really upset about that. I mean, I don't know whether the comment was directed at me or not. I don't think it was. I think it was more directed at my friends, and I found that really, really kind of nasty, the comment, and divisive. And it was about, and actually our group isn't like that, the one that I used to go to, because it was really diverse in terms of age, and you know, um, kind of like, there were trans men, trans women, non-binary people. I mean, I couldn't really see how, they were justified in attacking that group, and they shouldn't have attacked it as well, by kind of making an issue of what they thought people's ages were, because I mean, I'm, I mean, that upset me. And then I remember the person who, kind of like said this. I think I saw afterwards, oh, you know, Katie's upset and she's left the group. Somebody showed me a screenshot of it, and they said that, oh, is it because I said something about older trans women in the group that they belong to, and it was that, and I felt it was kind of like an insult, really, and it was kind of like pigeonholing people, because a lot of trans people in the group, you know, I mean, you just should not do that, because it's like a really personal thing, and we're all unique, and we're all kind of mature at different ages emotionally, and we all, even like our biological age is different as well, kind of we're all at different kind of stages with transition and stuff. So I thought that was really nasty. So anyway, I blocked that person, and I blocked another person as well who was making those sort of comments, and you know, from the other group, and then I left that group. So by that stage I'd left both groups, so I didn't belong to any of the groups online, but I was going to the one meetup group on Thursdays, kind of every, you know, once every month, so I was keeping in touch with that group. But anyway, I recently rejoined the other group, but this one group apparently, so they're now in this group now, the particular person or group of people who are accusing me of being this person who's trolling them on Twitter, are quite sort of big, sort of you know, quite influential people in this other group, and they're also quite influential. They've become quite influential people in the trans community over like a short space of time. They've been kind of you know, there's been newspaper articles about them or featuring them, and they've been kind of like looked, you know, for quotes and things from various news organisations, LGBT kind of news organisations and stuff, and like, so anyway, this group of people, I know this is confusing, but this group of people, they were wondering who'd been trolling them and who'd been kind of attacking their group and apparently calling them ageist. And a few people came forward and apparently said they thought it was me. So my friend approached me, who's still in this group, and said, "Oh, you know, I'm afraid, you know, there's some people who think that you're on Twitter and you're trolling them." And now actually I don't have a Twitter account because my Twitter account was suspended back in January 2019. I did a video about this. It's actually on my channel. It's one of my early videos where I talk about the harassment I received on Twitter, and like a group of people ganged up on me and got me kicked off Twitter. Because what happened was I warned somebody else on Twitter about this one person, and then it was seen as targeted harassment. Apparently that's what Twitter said I was suspended for when I kind of appealed. And never mind the fact that I'd suffered weeks and weeks of transphobic abuse and verbal sexual harassment, and these people had also found my my name, my YouTube account and my Facebook account, and they're actually still trolling my YouTube account to this day. If you're looking at a lot of my comments threads, a lot of those comments are coming from people who drove me off Twitter and found out my details, etc. So yeah, I mean, I my friend sort of said, "Oh, can you report this account to reassure these people that it's not you?" And so I sent a screenshot of me reporting this account, because my friend sent me the details of this account, and I was quite taken aback, and I was quite creeped out by it, because the account on the profile, it said trans and Jewish, South Wales, and it had, I was looking through it, and this person as as my friend mentioned to me, has been going on about what they call kind of quote unquote age dysphoria, and talking about ageism. And although I wouldn't call what I have age dysphoria as such. I don't know, maybe it might be age dysphoria, but well, actually I probably would call it age dysphoria. But anyway, I was kind of quite horrified, really. Um, and I felt like it might be somebody pretending to be me at first, so I kind of looked through some of the tweets. There were a lot of them. I couldn't find anything directly relating to me, any pictures of me being posted on there. I asked my friend to have a look, and I asked, like them to send my friend to send the message out to the group. Please find out if this person is impersonating me online, so I can take down their account and report them for impersonating me. And because the only person I've told about who knows about my issues with kind of leaving the trans groups back last year, who knows about the fact that I kind of got quite upset about the age issue, and the and the only people who know that I'm kind of like I have Jewish heritage would be people who look at my YouTube account, or people who've seen my Facebook page. So anyway, my friend told me to, say no, and then the next thing, then my friend said, oh, it's even worse. They found out that this person is using, is going by, the name was different from my first name, but the name that they're using is the same as my last name, and that kind of really creeped me out, and that's what makes me think it could be somebody who's actually trying to kind of wreck my reputation, and because it was my name in this Gmail account. I don't have a Gmail account, but it was the same last name, and so that kind of added fuel onto the fire. And so what happened, I reported this account, but I couldn't report it for impersonating me, but I reported it for suspicious behaviour. I sent a screenshot to my friend to pass on to the people who think it's me doing this, and I also kind of sent a screenshot of the fact that, my account, my old account is still there, but I can't tweet. I'm being suspended, permanently suspended since January 2019. So I put like a sort of screenshot to say that my account was suspended, and I also put a screenshot of the reply I got back from Twitter for reporting this person. And anyway, so apparently that wasn't good enough, because then, kind of like a couple of days later, I had a friend request from somebody who I don't know, but I think I've heard of their name before, because they belong to one of the other groups. They belong to like a trans kind of activist group, maybe, or trans advocacy group that I was familiar with, and kind of clicked in, oh, is that the person from that group? But I don't know this person, I've never met them, but they sent me a friend request, so I didn't think anything of it. I thought, oh yeah, I looked at their profile, they seemed okay, and I sort of like accepted the friend request. And then I got a message then, almost instantaneously after I'd accepted the friend request. So I thought, okay, so I opened the message, and this person wanted to talk to me about what was going on online, on Twitter. This person who's sending these abusive tweets and stuff, and so I sort of replied back saying, oh yeah, I know, my friends told me about this, and I've reported this person. I couldn't report them for I couldn't report them for impersonating me, but I've reported them for suspicious behaviour, because I think that it might be somebody trying to actually sort of make it look like it's me, and they're trying to discredit me. So then what happened was, I'll just take a breather. What happened then was this person didn't believe me. Basically, this person said, look, we know it's you. And I was like really astounded because, I mean, I I sort of said, well, I explained I don't have a Twitter account, and and I kind of explained again that I don't have a Twitter account, and I don't, I've reported that I've seen a few of this person's tweets. I'm not in the same age group as this person. I'm not in. I don't agree with what this person's saying. I don't think that these organisations are being ageist, and I don't want access to children. I'm not, and I kind of like, I don't have an issue with like mermaids or anything like that, or despite the fact I've criticised gendered intelligence in the past for having 18 to 30, having one 18 to 30 group in London, I don't kind of want to join youth groups or anything, because I'm not. I don't want to join children's groups. I don't want anything like that. And I think anyway, this person still didn't believe me and said, "Oh, we know it's you. We've been looking through your Facebook account. We've got a file on you or a folder on you." And they also said, which really disturbed me, was that what they also said was there's a group of people who have been looking through. There's a group of people who, as soon as it started to happen, have approached me and said that it's you, or they think it's you, and and now it kind of clicks now why they were thinking it was me, because I actually, of what happened back last year when I left the two groups and I kind of blocked two people who I felt were saying really offensive things and hurtful things. And I sort of blocked some other people as well, but I can think of two people in particular who I blocked. And so I think what's been happening is people have been talking behind my back, and it's been going on for a while, and this is like the culmination of it. And I don't know who's been, who's been doing these tweets or who's been putting up this Twitter account, but they've done it in such a way that they're not actually libeling me, so I can't complain. They're not slandering me. I can't report them or kind of like take them to court or anything, but they're doing it to make it seem obvious that it's me when, it's, I can't really do anything about it, because I can only say it's not me. I can only show that I don't have a Twitter account. I can only, and I mean, when they use your last name, and my last name is quite a common Jewish name, but it's not sort of that common like where I live. And to be trans and Jewish, and in South Wales, people would assume probably that I knew this person. And when I went to tell this person that it wasn't, when I told this person, I said, "Oh, is it like this something to do with me being like trans? It says trans and Jewish on there, and I'm in Wales." And then this person, like who's been sending, friended me and sent me these messages accusing me of being this person, turned around and said, basically that I was trying to weaponize anti-Semitism against them, because, I was doing the same as this other person apparently on Twitter. I was trying to weaponize anti-Semitism against people who aren't Jewish. So I was like, well, I was quite offended by that. So I was quite taken aback, really. Do people really think that Jewish people do that? I mean, it's so horrible, for this person who's been like saying, thinking it's me, and like they're insisting it's me, and they're saying that like stuff I've been cross-posting. They've been saying like there's cross-posting going on in my Facebook account. So they've been saying that there was one thing I picked up where there was a Tory MP on YouTube a couple of months ago who was saying like trans women who haven't had full gender reassignment surgery shouldn't use women's toilets. So I kind of did a screenshot of that, and unfortunately this character who has been abusing them and sending them abusive messages was actually kind of on there, kind of in the like the replies along the bottom, and so they kind of like this person who's been accusing me of being this that person has been you know, said that that was me because of that. And they also said, I mean, I can't, my head is spinning because I've been really upset about it and I haven't been able to sleep or anything. So I'm sorry that if this is really disjointed, but I just feel like my reputation in the trans community is ruined now, because people, even though they're not saying out loud that it's me, you know, to everyone. I think there's groups of people in private groups who are actually talking about me. So I've noticed a lot of people who I blocked before, and I can see sometimes like what, you know, I think a lot of them are like kind of, you know, sort of like talking about me behind my back. I think there's loads of them now who are talking about me behind my back, because I happened to see somebody sent me a somebody today now to kind of like, you know, kind of top everything off. Now somebody sent me today who still belongs to this group and who hasn't blocked, you know, still is friends with somebody that I had, some of the people that I blocked a year ago. They sent me a screenshot on there of this person basically saying publicly on their Facebook page that the person, you know, they were saying something about age. They said age dysphoria isn't real, and you know, people who feel that way should go and should stay away from younger groups and should sort of, you know, spend time with people of their own age. You know, so they're basically saying that people, you know, say if they're middle aged, they shouldn't spend time with 20 or 20 somethings, you know, because of the fact that makes them abusers. And then it said on the end, you know, if you want access to young people's spaces, you're an well, it's like a word for paedophile. I don't know whether I can use it on YouTube. I guess I can, but it's in the UK, like word for a paedophile is like a nonce. So they're basically saying you're a nonce, end of. And this was one of the people who I blocked, and I think, although you know, I think they must have, people are saying all sorts of things behind my back, and you know, really kind of accusing me of this, that, and the other. I think, and I don't know how many people are doing this, but they're completely trying to destroy me. And you know, and I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't done anything wrong at all. I don't understand why they're doing this to me. But I do think, I don't know why they're doing it. I can't understand it. I think basically my face doesn't fit, you know, I kind of look different, they don't like the way I dress, you know, I mean, like even like wearing my hair in pigtails like this is, a lot of people say, oh, you must be a paedophile if you wear your hair in pigtails. It's just pathetic. I'm just, you know, I've never done anything wrong in my life. I haven't got any criminal convictions or anything. I just don't, you know, I'm not into any sort of relationships anyway with, you know, with adults. I'm just not into any relationships. And I don't know why people would say this to me, because literally my life is so boring and I don't kind of do anything, and You know, I mean, I don't know why they're doing this to me, but it's very, very dangerous because, I mean, once you start saying that about somebody, people think, oh, well, you know, there's no smoke without fire, even if there's no evidence, you know, which there isn't any evidence, and there's absolutely, you know, zero evidence that this person on Twitter is me, apart from the fact that they seem to be kind of obviously copying me in some way, you know, and that's the problem. Um, so I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like I don't know how I can get in so much trouble by just, you know, I think because I don't like socialize a lot with people, and I'm only, you know, they haven't seen me for like a year, 2 years, and I've never seen a lot of these people or met any of these people who are saying these things about me. I think because of that, and because I'm a little bit different in the way I dress, you know, and I think that people are just kind of, you know, making up stories in their head about me. I don't understand why they're doing this because they don't know much about me. They're kind of thinking it's me, and it's just terrible. Um, so yeah, so this video has run for like half an hour. Um, it's just terrible. I don't know what. I really don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, I just feel terrible. I mean, whoever's doing this to me, it's working because people seem to be gossiping behind my back, and I don't even know what people are saying about me, and I can't take them to task, but people are just insinuating it's me, and I know a lot of it's probably going on informally, you know, about me sort of being this troll and being this person who wants apparently access to like mermaids and young people's groups and stuff, and I mean like I don't understand why me, you know, why pick on me. But then, like, I think maybe it's some kind of revenge from somebody, or somebody's got a grudge against me, somebody I blocked, or somebody on Twitter who doesn't, you know, who remembers me from Twitter, and because a lot of people on Twitter actually kind of started trolling my YouTube account, and they still do. They're still trolling the pages of my YouTube, the comment sections of my YouTube. As a lot of you who follow my channel know, I get a lot of abusive comments, and it's calmed down recently, but now perhaps this is the new tactic they're trying. And they were saying similar things back then, you know, about me, and there was one particular person as well, and I know they still look at my YouTube videos, who actually said specifically, you know, tried to sort of they were posting pictures of me on Twitter and saying that I was guilty of all these horrible criminal offences, and saying even like I was apparently somebody in New Zealand who was they concocted a story about me as being this criminal in New Zealand, this professional criminal in New Zealand, who was divorced from their wife and family because they'd been abusing them. And it's just terrible. I have never even been to New Zealand. I don't have any criminal conviction for anything, you know, absolutely anything. And why me, you know, why? Because I'm a bit different, because I live on my own, because I don't, not in relationships with people, you know, because I'm not part of their social clique, you know. Why pick on me? I don't understand it. I I have cried so much over this. I just, you know, literally, I cried for weeks and weeks and weeks about this. I can't, you know, sleep. It's just been terrible. And yeah, so all I wanted to say really. So I just, I don't know what to say, you know. Um, so yeah, I love you all. And, you know, I just, you know, take care everyone. Thank you for watching my video and hearing me out. I just can't believe this is happening to me, you know, because I've got no way of like it's like my whole reputation is ruined, and that's like what bullies do a lot of the time, especially to women and trans women in particular, and LGBT people. But women in particular, like bullies work by destroying our reputations, you know, and it's really, really crushing me. It's like the first time that I've actually sort of had this experience maybe, and it is awful. I now know what it feels like to be, you know, a kind of like high school or a young girl, and to have your reputation completely trashed online, and to have people say all kinds of things about you, you know, and it, I just, you know, and the fact that people, you know, like people who are like saying, you know, saying that they're trans advocates and trans activists, the fact that people are saying, you know, conflating like the fact that I'm trans with, you know, with me being a danger to people and a predator, you know, it particularly like a predator to children. That's what transphobes say all the time, you know, and that's what they've said like from time immemorial about LGBTQ people, you know, that we're a risk to, you know, that we're predators, we're a risk to everybody, you know, and we're a danger to, you know, children and stuff, and we're on the prowl, and it's just so terrible. I mean, I don't really know how, I, I can't understand it. I cannot understand it, what's going on. I'm really going out of my mind, you know? Um, and I'm not a well person. I'm like really depressed at the moment, and my blood pressure is like not good if I get upset about stuff. You know, that is kind of like I can't get too upset and excited about stuff, and otherwise, you know, I could have like a heart attack or stroke. It's not good. It's just not good for my mental or physical health. Um, I wish, you know, either this person who's doing this would actually be exposed or would slip up in some way, or, you know, but then again, I think maybe the people who are saying it's me, there's somebody in that group who's doing it. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just weird. I just, you know, I mean, I, I just don't have any defense against these people. It's just terrible. I mean, I feel like my life is completely over, but I felt that way anyway. I feel like when I found the trans community, when I formally came out as trans, and I found the trans community a few years after my mum died, I thought suddenly I felt like I belonged somewhere for the first time in my life. You know, I actually belonged somewhere. You know, I belonged to a group. I actually belonged, and now I feel like I don't belong anywhere, you know. So like transphobes hate me, and even people in the trans community hate me, and I feel like I'm kind of anathema to everyone, and I'm just sort of, you know, I feel like I'm basically. Do you know the feeling when you think like almost like you want to become somebody else, and you don't want to, you know, you want to be you, but you can't become that other person because people think that you are evil, but you want to be somebody else. I don't I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about really. I'm just really, really down. I don't know whether I have any future. I thought that I didn't have any future before this happened, but I don't know what my, you know, when when COVID lockdown finishes, you know, when I start going to trans events again, are people going to be pointing me out? You know, are people going to be saying, oh, don't hang out with her because she's dodgy? Because I'm not dodgy, you know, I just like, you know, I just want to be, I wanted to belong, and I don't, I don't know what I'm talking about. I just, yeah, so, yeah, okay. So that's all I wanted to say, really. So, yeah, so bye everyone. Sorry for rambling on, it's been 40 minutes now, almost 20 minutes short of an hour. I just feel so bad about myself anyway, and this is kind of fed into that feeling of low self-esteem I already have, and feeling that I'll never be, you know, the person that I want to be, or be accepted as the person that I want to be, and that I'll always be kind of yeah, I just feel like as soon as I come out, you know, I'm told that I don't belong. It's taken me so long to, you know, have the courage to be myself, um, and now as soon as I come out, you know, after all this like time of being rejected by people and being told that I don't belong anywhere, I'm still being told I don't belong anywhere, but this time by my own kind of community. So yeah. So anyway, take care all, and I love you all. You know. So yeah, take care. Bye. Stay safe.